Well, Gothic 2 has a lot of books telling you about the laws of Corinthus and that you can't parry animals, and that's about it.
He should have known better.
I've got rip. I
have so many fucking learning points.
Oh no! Yeah.
118. I don't even know what to do with them all. I'm like out of shit to actually spend them on. The only thing I have left is to like really waste them on physical abilities.
So worked up.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Such a peculiar problem to have.
Nobody ever asks for my opinion.
Alright, let's GTFO. I'm done with this place. Well, this idiot's still getting his ass sniffed by a snapper. Yeah, well, the thing is, Orbear, in Vanilla Gothic 1, you can only have it. You can only learn it up to 100. So everything I have past has from potions.
Hey, you. Where take? No. Thank.
I'm like super paranoid that the game's gonna crash. I'm gonna have to reinstall it every time I walk through this loading screen. Departure. Boing. There's such a shitty barricade for this pass as well. It's like funny how the palisades that everyone builds in Gothic 2 are like such rinky-dink garbage. This idiot, he calls himself a hunter. He can't even deal with like normal enemies, like monsters that are just, oh my god, hanging around him.
Yeah,
He nearly died because of me. No! Stop it!
All right. So much for you, filthy beast.
You need to fuck off.
All right.
Jesus Christ,
So
everyone's
much
trying
for
to kill
you,
him.
filthy beast.
Now you can die for all I care. As long as I get paid. He's definitely gonna die though. Kinda don't want him to. Oh my god. He's about to die. Ah, I have to get out of here quick. Before he dies. He was shooting at something off screen, so I think he was safe.
I want.
Oh, Melty, you ain't got shit.
Really? If you
Who?
you of course. Let's wait and see what happens. That's nothing new.
Beat it! Beat it! Beat it! Beat it! Beat it! Beat it! Beat it!
All the dragons are dead.
That is the skill.
Oh, you're always so
I thought-
pessimistic.
What?
The bad, but
Dis-
do not for that.
We. I can. I've.
That it take.
Zard is.
I have it. That
Can I-
be?
Maintenance.
Good news. You
Good news.
know.
Nobody ever asks me.
That's nothing new.
I guess we should just speed things up and we'll do
Who told you that?
the shrines. Mana plus 4. Holy shit. What the fuck? That's new. Oh, hang on. I have to actually Marvin mode. Because I arrested him for selling fake ore mining shares. That is a lot of mana. Jesus. I don't know why I'm bothering to the next morning. I mean, to the afternoon. 4 mana every time. That is insane. I don't know if we're getting the strength or dex, though. Which you could definitely get when you became a mage in Neither Raven. But hell, I'd take this over that. So it's insane amount of mana. Got them as guildless. And then you become a mage and you can get the mana? Or does that override it? I just hate that you can only do it once a day and can't just like shove a shit ton of gold in Enos's face all at once. $20 mana total if you save it. Oh. See, that's something I never get because, like, all the guides that talk about it are so, like, vague and like, don't... I don't know, the way they explain it. So you get 20 mana as long as you save all the prayers to after you're a mage. Otherwise, you get... No, hang on. You get 20 anyway, because you get up to 40 prayers. So 10 dex, 10 strength, and 20 mana. That's how he did it. I really should have done all this before we went to the colony. I feel reborn? What does that mean? What did that mean? Is that just the max? Oh no, it heals me. I bet that's what it is. Find out. Yeah, it does. Okay, so that's what reborn means. Alright, so I still think... What do we have? We have like 205. So that gave us 54 mana total. No, that don't make sense. No, we had 215, so we got 44 mana total. Yep, H. H for hurt. Hey, Jorgen finally made it inside.
How's life?
Well,
Oh, it did?
what?
I don't know why I didn't know that. I don't feel like I ever pressed it in Gothic Juan. Nice, I need those. Don't need all these junks. Probably need those sulfurs, but whatever, I'll just buy a couple back. Using Marble mode to give old camp shadow guards new camp armor. Huh. Yeah, it does sound like a waste of time. Probably should have given that to Beef as soon as I had it. But too late now. It is funny how Gothic kind of played into the classic red versus blue color schemes, like it was a multiplayer game. That gives me the laugh. Hello, Litton. See, I remembered. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, I have that. Forgot about that. We need to start handing that out. The Harbor. Let's also get that back on. In case I needs it.
Don't tell me that.
Oh god.
Hey, you!
I don't get it.
Tell this to anyone.
You different.
I can.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Hey!
Talks to you.
Oh, you landlord.
I forgot I never talked to old Jack. Old John.
What?
Yeah, that's a funny thought.
That's what I
Who would be the individual classes then? I guess Larry's would be the spy. And I don't know, who would be the spy for the red team? Bourne would be the heavy. I don't know if Larry's really counts because he's not really part of the blue team.
There you are.
The rogues aren't supposed to be mercenaries.
I've got. I wouldn't.
Oh, what? Good.
The hell is that skin?
You didn't get that from me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
There's nothing
What do you mean we're supposed to? I can still do it.
I don't believe this is gonna change. I will never change. It's a bad business. We just have to listen.
So I love how it takes until chapter 5 to learn the fifth circle of magic. But in almost no time, we get the sixth.
The drag. Where is the? I have.
Damn it! Like the most expressive anyone's been in this game is when Lord Hagen shouts, "Damn it!"
Nobody wants to know. I never knew that. You should really have known better.
I don't think Ludero's merchant inventory ever changes. Yeah, I keep looking at it like I'm gonna. Oh, well, we get that.
He'd better shut up. I won't tell her a thing from now on.
And in this place, order and chaos were equal.
We're equal.
I don't know who to believe these days.
Knife on the Dragon cutscene still wins. Oh yeah. Oh shit! I mean, that's how I'd react if I saw a dragon about to cook me to a crisp.
You really didn't deserve that.
Where? What am I doing? Oh yeah, book.
You mustn't believe everything. I've got. Give it. I have. Can you? If
I like how he says he has nothing to give us, and yet we don't have a choice whether or not to give it to him. He's like, give it to me. And we can buy it back from him at the price he owes Lamar anyway. So if we gave it back to Lamar, now he can settle his debt. Vatras was talking twice there for a second.
Look. Here.
Here is the...
A very special beer. Ever drink his last draft of it? No, I didn't. Did it work? Yeah, it worked. It didn't give me a pop-up. I'm actually not going to drink the next one because I don't want to end up with 261 mana. That would irritate.
Yes.
How much?
For a...
Do you have a...
I up.
Tell me.
All right. Darkness. The king. You. Let's...
So we get that in Chapter 5. I never checked to see if there's another prophecy we can get in Chapter 6, but I don't think there is. That one's foreshadowing for Gothic 3.
Everybody knows by now.
Show me your Juarez.
Who says things like that?
Need those.
He had better shut up.
Actually, I didn't really need those because I can learn the damn rune. I'll take these.
That's what I've always said. Honestly, I witnessed it.
Millennial OCD, what do you mean?
Honestly, I witnessed it myself. Honestly,
Have a sip.
now that's typical.
Look at that.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Let's just do the monastery stuff so I can get some awesome spells. And
Go
then
away, don't tell me that.
we'll start
That's what I've
doing
always said.
side quest nonsense.
Do you really think?
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
I drink Monster. I only drink the coffee flavored ones. Millennials don't like rounded numbers. Don't you mean they need rounded numbers? I like anything that's a multiple of 5. I think this game is actually to blame for that. Because like almost everything in this game is a multiple of 5. This game like hammered that into me.
Totally obvious. Let's wait and see what happens.
I think we can still ask this dude about the
Hey.
hammer even though he let it slip away.
This is what rep. Here is the ham. Tell me, this is this. The whole.
Oh, it ain't the hammer because I think I sold the hammer.
You are puzzle.
Multiples of 4, that's interesting. I was gonna ask what happens if we preemptively go down the dungeon, and then I forgot we actually need to open the book to get the key. Only doubles. Oh. You know what? You reminded me that I used to have like a classic symptom of OCD where like you count your steps. I know like a lot of people nowadays are like, oh, I have OCD, I like to be neat, or you know, I always gotta do things a certain way. But like what I had was actually a symptom of OCD, and I used to think I was starting to develop it. I would always count my steps. Left foot would always be the odd numbers. Right foot would be the even numbers. I would count up to 16. And no matter what I was doing, I couldn't stop stepping until I hit either 8 or 16. And then I would start over. But like if I had to sit down in a chair and I wasn't at 8 steps, I would have to step in place before I sat down. Like this was something that happened to me in middle school, carried through high school, and I think I finally got out of it while I was in college. And it drove me nuts. I hated doing it. I don't think anyone ever really noticed it, but I couldn't, like, help myself. If I didn't do it and I sat down, I would start going nuts and feel like I had to stand back up and finish stepping. It was like the weirdest thing. Because I had no other like symptoms of OCD. It was just that one thing. We gotta get to Lardass. Yeah, it's one of the very classic symptoms. Is light switches and like closing the door 3 times or something like that before you leave the house.
Where he no I and I can't these they're good.
Right, that was a whole side story of the Seekers, but oh well.
Zarek Bendardo.
Bendardos.
Ah, the book's open. There's a letter in.
Nope. I forgot I wanted to get this book to... What's her name? I feel like when people have real OCD, I know it is, like, crippling. For me, it was just, like, a serious frustration, but I was always, like, paranoid that people noticed and were, like, judging me. But yeah, like, some people have, like, really struggle with it. Yay! Yeah, it's like, oh, good to see you too, nameless. Especially because Larry's almost never, Lester almost never makes an appearance. So, you know, the once in a blue moon he comes out of his shell. And nobody even cares. Oh, Black Secret, you're always sneaking in here. That's the thing, we never see him smoke weed in this one. It becomes like a massive facet of his character in the 3rd game. Like, he doesn't do it at all in this one. You know, that's why I'm glad we weren't friends back then. You would have been mean. But yeah, it was like really bad. I couldn't stop myself from doing it, and I hated the fact that I always did it. And it's one of those things that I don't know why it went away. I don't even remember it going away. I just noticed one day, I'm like, hey, I'm not doing that anymore. I had another thing. It was like a weird thing, like a few months ago, I just kind of observed, like, my entire life, when I was walking, like, down the sidewalk or just in general, I was always looking at my feet, because, like, mentally I was always paranoid that there was going to be something that I was going to trip over or something like that. And people used to give me shit for it. They're like, look ahead of you. Like, why you always look at your feet when you walk? I'm like, I can't help it. I'm, like, paranoid I'm going to trip over something. And, like, a few months ago, I just suddenly noticed, I'm like, hang on, I don't do that anymore. Like, I always look ahead of me when I'm walking now. And I kind of chalked that up to some idea that, like, my self-confidence has gotten so much higher than it ever was when I was in school or in college. And that me staring at my feet while I walked was just kind of representation of my, like, lack of self-confidence. And now that that's not really an issue for me anymore, I'm always looking ahead instead of constantly being paranoid and looking at my feet. I don't know. Something weird like that. There's some Freudian nonsense to be learned from my brain, I guess.
Look what
Lame.
well
If lame.
here.
Thing. Take this.
What is the
It is a.
Maybe. Can't stand looking at him anymore. Why don't we go do that bit? Loot the treasure island. I'm just do. Oh, nope. Do a little of this. Oh, God help. That is correct, and I actually didn't know that. I thought the loot on the rooftops was always there. There's some honey pots. I think there's like a lockpick or two, and then there's definitely some pouches of golds. Yeah, for some reason I always thought they were up there. You shut your face. I think it was one of the first games that had like a water that had like an actual animation to it. I don't just mean like a surface animation, but like the water goes up and down. That lizard just drowned. There was definitely a lizard in the water and definitely drowned. Or am I just going crazy? I saw like a health bar show up for a lizard and it was like empty. I always have those. Actually, I have some like very vivid memories that like nobody else has, and they insist that I'm like full of shit. And it like gets to the point that I start to wonder if I just made it all up. That was a very abrupt silence. Oh yeah. I get deja vu a lot, but I think that's just because I tend to do the same thing almost every day. Pirated Russian disc with cut audio. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. Like, I know I get things like that, but there's such, like, vague memories that I don't even remember what they were. But we need to get to the frickin' monastery. Do this crap. I have to use the restroom. I will be right back. Or maybe you're just insane, Lord Baron. Maybe none of us are real.
Who told you that?
What was I doing? Right, we're doing the frickin'... Let's join Circle 5 and see if there's any spells that will help down here. But don't remember.
That'll only cause more trouble.
Zarda.
I don't remember which of those options gets us more XP.
Beat it! Beat it! Beat it! Beat it! Beat it!
Do you really think?
That's exactly what I said.
Who told you that?
Who told you that?
Hey, you.
Well, I can...
What kind?
Well, demons can...
Hey. I want to learn the 5th circle of magic.
Then enter now into the 5th circle of magic. You will use its power wisely. I cannot accompany you into the...
Why didn't anyone give me, like, the weird oaths and stuff that we used to get? What did Final Fantasy teach us? Sarah, how do you prove that you exist? Is that Vivi? Oh, I thought you said 14 for some reason. I'm a dumbass. Well, Vivi has a good reason to have an existential crisis. I don't think any of us do.
More trouble.
We can't join the 6th yet. What spiels can we learn?
That'll only cause
I
more
want-
trouble.
I can't teach you anymore.
Do you really think?
Your accent changed, you dork.
Teach.
I don't want to hear that anymore.
Oh, yeah. That might help down there.
As if I didn't have enough problems.
Anything's possible.
May in
There have been. Well, you. The time for this has not yet.
That's stupid. They made it seem like he could teach me more mana, but he doesn't. Alright, what do we need for Destroy Undead?
As if I didn't have enough problems.
You have to feel sorry.
That's a 4th. That's a 6th. Why can't they put these in order? Oh shit, Destroy Undead is not a 5th circle spell? Damn it, I keep doing it wrong. I don't need sausages. What are you talking about, sausages? It's not. It's just a 4th circle. Jesus. I had that this whole time. I've never finished Final Fantasy IX, or any Final Fantasy for that matter, but
Let's wait and see what happens.
I remember who was my favorite while I was playing it. I know. Well, I still have 2 of them sausages.
That's just what
I eat one out of spite. Man, it doesn't have the same sausage animation. He doesn't two-hand the sheep sausage.
about this before.
It can't go on like this forever.
No, I gave an extra sausage to Babo, and then I didn't give one. Well, I pretended to give one to Pedro, and he
That's totally
accepted it anyway.
obvious.
Teach.
Could have told you that before.
May in
He
Let's
should
see if there's
know
any
better.
good spells for us to learn. Oh, Kina, I hated
Totally
Quina.
obvious.
Especially like way back in the day, I didn't really get what Quina looked like. I didn't realize it was just a weird like blank face with a tongue hanging out. I thought it was like some kind of bird with like a floppy beak.
Anything's possible.
Nothing's going to change about that.
You better watch out.
Teach me.
Tell that too.
How could you? That's like the only Final Fantasy I enjoyed enough to try and finish it.
Who told you that?
It was like 8. I just kind of stopped at some point. I don't remember. And then 10, I couldn't figure out because I was too young and stupid to figure out the glyph system or whatever it was.
Teach.
So I was like really like under performing in fights.
Hey.
I never played 7 or anyone before that.
Teach.
He only teaches summoning spells. The only other summoning spell I care about is Army of Dankness.
There have been all kinds of rumors.
Oh, Sphere Grid, yeah, whatever it
Whoever
is.
asks me.
All I know is I couldn't really get a grip on it. I feel like in hindsight, it's probably not nearly as complicated as I thought it was at the time. It was just I'd never seen a leveling or like
Hey, you!
progression system like that, so I didn't really know how it worked.
You seem to have...
Yes, I
What...
I bought the rest. I'm not sure if this potion really does.
What's...
The rest, if what?
He's just buying snake oil recipes.
So...
Believe me, you.
I do want
I'll
to know.
say it.
Just... Here.
It's real.
I'd rather...
How would he know by looking at a dragon egg whether or not it's
All
real?
right, come back.
I've always been bitter about Final Fantasy ever since I couldn't get past one of like the semi-final bosses in 9, and I was so close to the end of it, but I managed my character so poorly and just was able to like face tank most of the game until I reached this one boss that did so much damage that I could not possibly like keep up with it. I think it might
Hey, you!
be. I don't remember, actually.
I've...
Yes, I've just finished.
Give it here, or...
All right. Hopefully the stuff.
If how much different it is. Okay, it's 5 strength. So it's just a
Hey,
normal strength
you.
potion.
I tr... Could you make...
Better if we.
Let's get destroy undeads on. 40 mana. I mean, it basically makes it equivalent to 2 lightning bolts, so I can one-shot all of these skeletons. I don't remember if paladins had it. Hello, loco. Yeah, but you didn't need the Dragon Eggs for Bennett, and like the Dragon Egg quest with Bennett was open-ended. It never actually completed. It was like a super wispy spell. Get blasted. Oh god, the noise! Oh. Oh! Just startled eye. Oh god, another one. Look at you come dropping in. Take that. Eight people play the third game of Trilogy without having played the previous 2. Well, sometimes you don't have a choice. I mean, like, I know people who never played The Witcher 2 because they only ever had a place, like Witcher 1 or 2 because they only ever had a PlayStation. And they finally upgraded to PS4 and that was their only exposure to the franchise. I think there have been a few games like that for me. I really only had time to get into one of them. I can't think of any off the top of my head, though. Skeletons have such lousy pathfinding down here. Ow. Jerk. No, you don't.
Nothing there.
And yeah, oh, they don't drop any potions. Yeah, most people I know will try and make a point to go back and play older games if they can. But it is kind of like annoying to me when some people know that, like, I love a certain franchise, like Gothic or Stalker, for example, and they'll be like, oh, what's the best one to start with? I'm like, the first one. What do you think? And 1, 2. Didn't realize there was a third one. I don't think destroy undead harms demons, right? It don't. Well, guess we gotta stick with lightning bolt. I mean, I've known some people like that who say, ew, it's an old game, why would I play that? Well, listen, just because the franchise is dead, I mean, that's almost like what Orbear just said. Like, just because the franchise is dead and isn't going to continue doesn't mean the games aren't worth playing.
Nothing to be had there. Nothing there.
They still some good-ass games. Oh. So many freaking learning points. I can't do anything with them. It's not even worth investing in physical stats.
So that's where you're hiding out.
That's where you're hiding out.
Far away. I'll need a ship to get there.
I tried to watch Rome, but knowing that the second season was junk because it got canceled, like, pissed me off. See, that's the thing that upsets me, is like I feel like I have to tell people, like, get people to play the first Gothic, because I know, like, if they hear about it and they see Arcania come up in the topic, they're like, oh, that one looks, you know, recent enough, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I think we got the voice to play last time. I don't know why it didn't happen other times. Also, I always felt like this alcove here was wasted, or like there was supposed to be a secret here. Especially because this lamp slightly overlaps it, but there's like nothing in here, and there's no reason for it. It pissed me off. Like there's supposed to be something here. But there isn't.
Can't go on like this forever.
What it me?
Beyond the secret door.
That's totally obvious.
Well, I can't imagine that because nobody would ever love Arcania.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
Hey. Can
I shall instruct.
I need more King Sorrels. I want more manas. Let's make this holy bolt. Do I have a holy water? I like how the holy bolt is made with holy water, and so is the destroy undead spell. And literally, the only... It almost makes you think if you try to make the spell without the scroll, you should end up with a holy bolt spell. This game is silly. Really? Why do these people exist? I think they're just... They must be a meme or something. They're just trolling. Secret of the library. Like there's another game that I think is just straight up shit, and people still try and, like, act like it's amazing. I mean, I guess I've been that way with The Witcher 3 for the most part. I slag that game off, like, constantly.
I don't want to hear that anymore.
But that's the thing. Even by conventional RPG standards, Arcania was extremely boring and like bare minimum of an RPG. I feel like, any of the Elder Scrolls games are vastly superior, and I'm sick of playing those. Other than Morrowind, because Morrowind is timeless.
That, but where you a lot you. Oh, and one more thing. It took me a while to recognize you. You got that letter from me back when they threw you into the barrier.
Yes.
Your voice was a lot
You
different back
spared me
then.
The judge's blathering that way.
So was mine, to be
You
fair.
are the chosen of Enos. Receive now, Enos. Give him courage.
What?
They say that it protects.
Can I go up against the...
Yes, of course.
Yeah, sure.
I do not wish to buy it back. Use it with...
What are
the...
What's hard?
Do not...
Like how all these like amazing artifacts of Innos just happen to be in this one monastery in Corinnes. Like there's more important monasteries all across, well, I guess there's one important one in Mirtana, but it has like no important artifacts in it. Right, so which of these spells is awesome? It's the wave, right? I mean, fuck it, we might as well learn them all. I actually don't think we didn't even need to learn the... It doesn't fucking matter because I have so many fucking learning points. Alright. So, I have a weird...
That's just what
like, brain when I play things, or I did back then, where it took ages for me to realize how bad something was.
That's just what
Arcania was one of them. Skyrim, I guess, was another one that, you know, it's not bad, but it took me a while to really, realize how many shortcomings it had. And then, what was another one? Risen 2. Like, it really, I mean, Arcania, I think I played through once, and it was just like, this was okay. And then I started playing it again, like, a few months later, and I was just like, this game is awful.
Sorry for the poor guy.
Some problems solve themselves.
But then, like, Risen 2, I was like,
That's totally obvious.
pretty much wasn't until I was at the end that I really realized, like, this is such a shitty game for Piranha Bytes. Like, I can't believe this is what they came up with. What else do I need to know? I don't think any of these guys can teach Circle 5 spells.
Teach.
Oh yeah, he does. Dork. None of these even matter, because I can just decimate things. Oh, absolutely.
You don't have to ask me that.
Oh, again, like, Forsaken Gods was objectively worse. It's just, it's ridiculous. So there's some comedy value, at least, to it.
I need a...
Arcania was just boring as all hell. I didn't care. I didn't see what we needed for these. I didn't have a Shrink Monster Scroll. Okay, he sells one. We got a Fire Rain. We got an Army of Dankness. That's all we need. Oh no, Wave of Death. There it is.
You already know what I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I mean, a lot of games that are just shitty games get away with quirkiness. Like how Jim Sterling said, what was it? The Sinking City. He was like, this game is awful, and yet I love it. Oh shit, I fucked up. Forgot to actually read what these needed.
Can't go on like this forever.
Babo.
Who told you that?
Yeah, they came up with some weird-ass names in the classic Gothics.
That'll only cause more trouble.
I also love how no Circle 5 spells are really worth anything. Okay, so we need Boner of a Skeleton and Black Pearl, Pitch Sulfur Tongue of Fire, Cold Black Pearl. I need a lot of Black Pearls.
Nobody ever asks me.
Could have told you that before.
The protagonist? What do you mean?
I need a...
I didn't even come up with a name. See, he doesn't sell the ingredients. So neither Raven, they definitely don't do that. He only has one Black Pearl. I need more than that. Oh no, I already have two. So I got the Black Pearls. I sold... No, there they are. I need Demon Heart. I think the only way I can get that is to learn to cut them out. So we gotta go see Talbin.
Hey. More. I
better watch out.
I don't know why some characters you enlist do not give you XP.
Anything's possible.
I'm gonna do a runner.
Never would have thought of that himself.
Ha! Loco, that reminds me, my first exposure to the franchise was the German demo of this game.
These are bad times.
And I was trying to figure out how to get into the city, but I couldn't understand what anyone was saying. So I kept getting beat up by the guards who were screaming German at me. Do I do a playthrough with a customized character? No. I mean, it's hard to do, like, force that kind of role-playing into a game like this. Whoosh. I don't know how much that gives us. Okay, 20 of everything, I guess. I mean, I don't... Because everyone would still act like it's the same character, so I don't really see how that would make things more interesting. I don't know why I thought this was called Holy Bolt. It's called Holy Missile. I know we're gonna hit Irdorath with a few side quests left, but I'm not really gonna bother doing everything. Right, but that's different. I just, if a game already enables customization, then sure, I'll do it, but seems like a weird thing to take an extra effort to do it for a character who, quite honestly, has always appealed to me just by virtue of the fact that he does not look heroic. He looks like a dork. That's why I always, loved him more than your conventional, Hollywood, buff, chiseled jaw protagonist.
Did anything...
The Black Hoods are looking...
Now there's...
All right.
Talbin, where is he?
Everything...
Yeah.
Oh, I don't teach anymore. Alright, maybe Gan. I know, but he's just such a lovable scamp. I don't want to change anything about him. Damn, that is deadly. One-shot Seekers with us? They don't do... Oh, sweet, I can. Holy shit, this is a deadly spell. 300 damage a hit? Are you mad? No wonder it can one-shot everything. Yeah, it was inspired by Mike Hoga, But so the funny thing is, I liked the original Risen protagonist. I hated his rebranding in Risen 2, but I just loved how he was just such like a soft-voiced yet snarky asshole in the first Risen. Then in Risen 2, I don't know, they made him look emo for some reason. And then Risen 3's protagonist actually grew on me quite a lot. I hated him at the start, but I got used to him.
Thank. What can that?
Daragon Snapperhorn? I think I fucked that up. Oh, I done teach hearts. This dude standing with his, like, entourage of dragon snappers. Yeah, he was ugly looking, but I like that he was just, again, he was just different. He didn't look like a conventional protagonist. He was just silly, like a meat-faced dude. Yeah, Jax was pretty dull. I did like when he occasionally got sarcastic. Like when some guy was just like, oh, so you're Ray's lapdog now, huh? And he's just like, woof. He's just like such a weird little douchebag. But yeah, what the hell is dying? Oh my goodness. Seeker's on a rampage. Jesus. Just straight up murdering.
Nothing to
He
plunder.
shouldn't kill anyone important.
How's quite well. I'm gonna go to on my.
So there's no hunters. Can teach me hearts now, because Talbin was the only one I found. Maybe Gestath.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
He doesn't have a wife. There's no women on this farm. It's just a massive sausage fest.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
As Malik would call it, this is a man's farm. Listen, the farmers are dead. There's nothing you can do about it. Alright, life goes on. Not theirs, but ours. Here, RPG protagonist is bards. Yeah, Carrie Elwes, however he pronounces his stupid last name. Elwes. He definitely did a good job. No, this is not Lobart's. What is blasting at me? Hello. They don't shout, there he is, in this one for some reason. I don't know if that was something they added in Neither Raven, or if this is just bugged. I wish there was like an amulet or something in this game that gave you permanent sprint mode. Oh, you know what? I have the stupid, tears. That gives me some temporary sprint mode. Any story mods, Gothic 1 or Gothic 2? I did play, well, if you count Dark Mysteries, which was complete and utter trash. But I did do a playthrough on YouTube of Valleya Tale of a Warrior, which was pretty fun. Well, the interactions between the Bard and Val, stop lying. Why you got all to be lying? The interactions between the Bard and the narrator were what really sold that game. Because the Bard on his own was only marginally funny. Tony J as the narrator, I mean, took a, like, C- game and made it an A+. Or Baron, they're pulling your leg. They're just trying to make me look bad. I don't think I emphasized enough in the playthrough how much I actually hated it. Yeah, that's the sad thing is, I mean, I guess it's a good thing in a way, but the Bard sale was the last video game credit that Tony J had before he passed away. And it's a shame because I would have loved a another Soul Reaver game to really seal his legacy, but that never happened. Speaking on that note, I always wondered, frickin' Michael Bell, who played Raziel, I don't think has ever done any other, like, significant roles, which is a shame, because he was a really good one. Who's John Sagan? Never heard of him. I might recognize his roles, but I don't recognize his name. Oh, easy there, parkour.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help it.
Solid as snake. Hmm. Oh my god, Biff's still following me. I don't recognize...
Say.
This
I don't remember Solid as Snake's voice well enough to recognize it. And Canderous Odo, was that a character in Knights of the Old Republic or something? Because I don't really recognize him. This I had another Tolkien immersion. Play the Dark Saga. Dark Saga. I don't know what that is. I only know of the Iced Earth album. Yeah, that just sounded like a Star Wars name, so I assumed it was Knights of the Old Republic. How well does this do on Elite Orcs? Get blasted. That's pretty deadly. You can surely one-shot these. And not a chance. Mandalorian Mercenary. That's a nice bit of alliteration there. See, I never finished the first KOTOR because it was back when you actually needed the disc in the CD drive to play the game, and the disc got scratched, so I could never finish it. And then I got it on Steam, and I don't know, just never really picked it up and never really installed it.
teach me. Why not?
Oh my god, he can't teach hearts either. The only person who could teach us how to gut hearts was Talvin. And he won't teach it anymore. So I'm gonna have to do it this way. That's bullshit. Animal trophies. I don't know which one is heart. Hello, clowns. Which one's heart? I have to do Google Translate. Oh, okay. Herzen. Take animal trophy. I wish you would tell me which one so I knew for sure. Be gone. Alright, good. That's all we needed. I need me some demon hearts. I hope that works for Demon Hearts. It better. I played the Metal Gear franchise? Yes. I did not play the original on PlayStation. I did play Twin Snakes. Got the bad ending, because I panicked during the torture scene, but... Then, the first one I ever played was MGS2, because it was on PlayStation 2. And then MGS3 is probably one of my top 10 games ever. And I would love to do a playthrough of it, but I don't know how to get a copy of it anymore. I would have to like emulate it and then worry about Konami doing takedowns or something. Ow, 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 ow. Take that. Oh god, you gotta give me the big punch. Four was a mistake and 5 a betrayal? Well, 5 sucked, that's for sure, but... How was 4 a mistake? 4 seemed alright. I never got far in it. I couldn't get past Screaming Raven or whatever. I know that Kojima was not happy to make MGS4. And he was like a real smartass in the story. He's just like, everything is nanomachines. Blame him for everything. Hello. Stand next to it and fire away from him and it will hit. Stand next to what? I know the doorway trick. That's what I always use. Come at me, big boy. Directly hitting spells from point blank. Yeah. That is for sure. Get your silly ass over here. Ow! Holy shit, that almost killed me. Oh. Yeah, but if they're punching me, that doesn't help, because these demons can take me down like 6 hits. I mean, I didn't really understand the story. I know people like shat all over MGS2 for having an obscure story. I think 4's was a lot more confusing. But I think they handled some things well. Like the ending, I thought was reasonably heartfelt. And maybe it was just a little weird how they decided to actually finish off a character who was supposed to already be dead. Yeah, I love how, like, instead of a passion project, it was a spite project. We got Demon Hearts. What else do we need? The Black Pearls we need. The Skeleton Bones we need. Now let's get back to Monastery.
Hey, I heard you spent a lot. I just had and I.
Well, we should.
Radio team for 3. Oh yeah, all the people that were helping you. Well, I kind of like the idea that all of like the Patriots basically developed from just the splitting factions of like the end of the third game. Like how the third game was pretty much where everything started, and everything that came afterwards was them all collectively trying to do what was best for the world, disagreeing on things, and on it just becoming this massive fight that basically roped in the entire frickin' globe. I don't know that much about it. I've always had trouble following it, especially because I never finished 4, never finished 5, never played any of the spin-offs on various consoles. There's a lot of information that I'm missing, but it is how it is.
I could have told you that before.
Nothing's ever gonna change that.
I think that maybe the worst thing about the ending was basically how, like, the character at the end reveals how the cycle is basically just going to continue on because they've all developed like AIs to perpetuate their mission and their goals, and now that they're all dead, they can't stop the AIs from just repeating the same things over and over again, shit like that. Alright, we got the bones. Oh, I don't have a stone golem. Ugh! I'm gonna have to go find one. I don't think there are any left. Pitch, sulfur, tongue of fire. I don't think I have a tongue of fire either. Shit. Might just insert one. Can't believe nobody sells this shit.
That's exactly what I said.
Now, Lutero must sell a tongue of fire.
I don't want to hear that anymore.
Do I even have enough rune stones? I only have one left.
I could have told you that before.
Some problems solve themselves.
I need a...
Oh, you got plenty. Two was interesting. Some of the characters annoyed me. But again, it was the first one I played. I think I was actually... Twin Snakes was like one of my favorites because, I mean, it was just a remake of the original, but I felt like it was like so ridiculous in a lot of ways. I think a lot of people who like played the second one and then Twin Snakes were like really put off by how goofy and like John Woo almost like this like cutscenes were, and how like Solid Snake was just a weirdo. Yeah, I don't... Rose was weird. They made her even weirder in the fourth one. What am I doing here? I was looking for Lutero.
No one really wants to hear that.
I think he was trying to redeem Raiden, because nobody liked Raiden in the second one, so he was like, alright, well, let's turn him into a complete badass. But then he was also just like a miserable fuck.
Show me...
Oh, he had them the whole time, but didn't have the tongue of fire! I swear he sold one. Oh, he's got a King Sorrel.
Works all day too. That's not what my husband thinks.
I almost think that Five's like big twist was a joke just to like really piss off the people who hated that thing about the support team being the Patriots. Which is funny because if anyone had like been up to date on MGS lore, would have known right off the bat that the snake you're playing as is not the real big boss. I'm doing spoilers. Should probably be careful with that. I don't know if anyone's looking for that.
He simply talks too much.
I don't know if anybody here has played or is interested in playing Metal Gear Solid 5, but I personally couldn't get through the second half of it because they made me do all the same fucking missions over again.
Nobody wants to know.
Where can I possibly get a Tongue of Fire without having to learn it? Because then I have to go find one and kill one.
you pick that up then?
Really? How interesting.
But Enos beheld what Beliar had done.
Yeah, that's what everyone says about it. I mean, I couldn't follow the story when I was playing it because I like didn't follow the story well enough when I played the second one. So when everything started being nanomachines, I didn't even know how the shit started in the first place.
Now that's
Show me.
typical, isn't it?
Nobody has
That's
a
gonna get
tongue of
even
fire.
worse. These are bad.
Well, whatever, I don't need fire rain that badly. I got Wave of Death. That's probably going to be even better.
Can't take care of everything for everyone.
So I'll deal with it. Liquid Ocelot.
Go away, don't tell me that. I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Well, I didn't even think that was like nanomachines. I mean, wasn't the whole idea that he basically mentally conditioned himself? Why did I do that? He mentally conditioned himself to think that he was liquid as a way to kind of pursue that, like, goal. Yeah, it's weird to me how like good Konami and Kojima were at bringing back the same voice actors to reprise their roles, even though it seemed like Kojima hated all of them. I mean, the fact that he snubbed David Hayter so badly on the literal last game in the franchise.
Nothing's going to change about that.
You should have known better.
And I thought it was this really weird concept anyway. I mean, it's not like Metal Gear Solid never towed the line of supernatural shit, but still.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
The idea of, like, somebody's arm containing their spirit and it taking over, and it's just, I don't know, it's weird. And we should have all we need for the rest of this shit. Start with Wave of Death, that's gonna be the most important. Army of Darkness, second most. I don't even remember what the Shrink Monster needed. Not enough resources. What am I missing? Stone Golem Heart. Fuck. I know where we can get some of those. What's the name of the... What's a waypoint for the Pyramid Valley? Does it not have a waypoint? Don't lie to me. Oh yeah, the sorrow is cool too. I mean, yeah, you're right. It definitely had a lot of supernatural weirdness to it, but I don't know. I mean, this is the... Is the list of waypoints from the stupid classic, and none of the waypoints work. Oh, that's right, Ludero did have one. What am I doing? What's that frickin' waypoint? Because I'm sick of teleporting. Marketplace, barracks, ship of the paladins. Southern City Gate. We'll do City 1. Go to waypoint City 1.
sea.
That's all just gossip.
Go to POS would take me to the harbor, though. I wanted it to be an even shorter trip.
And a deep sadness overcame Adam.
I won't tell her a thing from now.
Show me.
Give me.
Go away, don't tell me anything. Don't tell this to anyone. Now then.
Memorize that one. Ah, gee, man, I keep punching things.
Anything's possible.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
Love that little scoot he does up to the rune altar, like he's gotta like nudge it with a crutch. Rune created. He's gotta shimmy away from it. Oh, there's Shrink Monster. Bone of a Goblin and Troll Tusk. I don't think I have Troll Tusks. Whatever, I'll live without it. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Shit.
That's just what I said.
I was thinking of just hammering through Eardirath to finish this up, but
That's totally obvious.
I gotta cook dinner before it gets late and I don't feel like cooking dinner. I'm sure you could. Let's give that a shot, just for shits and giggles. Let them go ham. Oh, these guys are struggling. Well, that dude hopping. I don't think Mario can die, though. No, Mario's invincible. Never, I'll let them distract him. Hey, listen, I'll just give them the fans what they want, alright?
Really, how interesting.
Just stay away from me with that magic of yours.
Oh, God. Holy shit, the mages have spells! Since when did the mages have spells?
I've still got. I love this shit. I love this shit.
Christ, they're one-shotting them, too. Holy shit, alright, well, we can't not defeat the mages. Can't defeat the paladins. They barely do damage to them. Alright, well. The Wrath of Innos has defeated us. Oh, Jasper, you just showed up and I was just about to leave. Well, to be fair, I mean, the long-ass casting animations could be lethal. I think it's the fact that you can stack so many summons. So I didn't mean mages, I meant paladins. I've never seen the in-game paladins use spells. I think all the ones down there do, just to make sure you don't start too much shit in the harbor. I've never seen them use it, though. It's so weird to me. And that was so lethal. I mean, maybe because it's a holy spell and it probably does more to undead. But still. It was like one-shotting the skeletons.
And the human slew the beast.
Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. I actually think, just so I don't have to come back next weekend for like a 1-hour stream, I might stream again tomorrow afternoon, 3:30 or 3 o'clock as usual, and just finish up Jarkandar tomorrow. Jasper, if you can make it tomorrow, same time, you can catch the end of this. Because I mean, I don't feel like waiting until next week to finish it. It's just I have to make dinner now. And I don't want to wait until it's too late, because then it's going to be like 8 o'clock by the time I get to eat. So, yeah. Yeah, Eardrath. What did I say? I'm sorry. I'm like so confused by the fact that we didn't get to do Jarkandar this time. Anyway, so yeah, 3 o'clock tomorrow. Or, you know, make that for whatever your time zones are. And we'll finish up Eardrath. And then that'll be the end of this, and I have to figure out when I'm actually going to start the walkthrough. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out today. Nice long chat we had. And yeah, have yourselves a wonderful night.